We're just waiting for everybody to show up so that we can get on our way up north to Dania Beach.
And it's cold out here.
Well, this suitcase is full of masks and fins and snorkels, and that's all my stuff to live out of for the next week. Lisa's taking a very late flight back tonight. She's got to work tomorrow. Previously on the adventure, you saw us deliver Serenity up the coast from Miami to Dania Beach, Florida after the Miami boat show. After that, Lisa hopped on a plane back home because she had to go back to work, and I moved into an Airbnb nearby, aka the new headquarters for chaos, as I got Serenity ready for charters and a big crossing. In this episode, things get interesting. Watch me turn a perfectly normal Airbnb into a storage unit full of random gear and household items, and then take Serenity out for a shakedown cruise. Spoiler alert, nothing caught fire. I then officially take delivery of the boat, and go through a handoff training session where I pretend to know what I'm doing. After that, it's time to load everything into Serenity, Tetris style, and finally make the big leap across the Gulf Stream with my crew to the beautiful Abaco Islands in the Bahamas. It's a wild ride full of sun, salt, and probably a few questionable decisions, so let's get into it. We hope you enjoy this one. We did promise we'd share the entire journey with you, and for the next few minutes you can get a glimpse of where my head was at just prior to making the largest purchase of our lives, as I sit in my Airbnb, working remotely by day and getting Serenity ready by night. Oh, and this little guy was hanging around pretty much all week. Apart from phone calls, this was about all the company I had. Place I rented, mostly just to pick up a bunch of stuff on Amazon. So I've got about half the load so far. It's actually up here now. Coffee makers and blenders. We got boxes full of bed sheets and tools and pillowcases, and this is just going to keep getting thicker and thicker. Nothing fancy, but main reason for this is it's super close to the boat. I can make the foods at night, save it few bucks. I saw this online and I said, oh, there's extra space in this Airbnb. I will fill it up. Hanging out, working during the day and working on boat stuff during the night, sleeping, and then get up, rinse, repeat. I've got about a week until everything closes. If everything goes right. And that's the thing that's got me super concerned right now. Whether things are going to go correctly or not. The timing has been kind of unfortunate at times, just because I'm here working on getting all the stuff. Lisa's back in Oklahoma because she's got to teach, so we're in two different places and we have to sign different things, so kind of waiting on the documents right now on that. That's the thing that's kind of got me the most anxious about anything else, is just making sure that we get all the bits and pieces in places where they need to be before we actually can close. Because once my boat delivery guy, Aaron, he and his girlfriend, Molly, will be coming along for the ride over to the Bahamas, they may actually have to be here and not doing any boat delivery stuff. While we wait for the finance company to stop dragging its feet. But also waiting for, potentially, like today I found out that there's going to be a little bit of a problem with some of the windows in the boat needing to be rebedded. And so we're going to be waiting on the curing time for the glue to get those things down. So little bits and pieces like that, last minute kind of stuff. So anyway, just kind of all this mix of anxiety and pressure about like what's going to happen over the next few days and when it's going to happen and when is it going to come to an end? When is it going to come to a point where we can actually do the thing where we get the boat out of this little canal back here and out of the marina and out to the Bahamas. Just thought I'd share a little bit of kind of my thoughts and emotions about where I'm at right now. But it's been super exciting here lately, just, buying grills and spoons and forks and bed sheets and towels and decorations for the boat and all that kind of thing. There's $3,350 or so worth of stuff that we've purchased for the boat so far. About 60% of it is here. So that's why I'm here in Florida, is to get all these things and to have them ready to move on the boat the minute that it's possible to do that. We're lining out the plan, we're getting all the stuff done, all the things getting aligned, and slowly but surely it's starting to come together, and Serenity's about to be a real thing. I kind of wanted to share my thoughts and emotions in this moment. So there you go, you've got them. And just like that, it became a routine. Every day after work, I'd walk about a mile down the road to check on Serenity. I'd take a look at the windows, see how the cleanup from the show was coming along, and honestly just sit with her for a few minutes to unwind. Something about being on board made all the stress and anxiety from the Airbnb just melt away. Serenity was already living up to her name. Now, technically, I wasn't supposed to be on the boat until we signed the papers, so let's just keep that between us, eh? Don't tell Tug over at Leopard. Okay, just getting the last couple of things loaded up here. That's all that's left right there. Coffee and a little globe decoration, but I did manage, thanks to Doug, who let me bring over a load yesterday. I did manage to get everything into the big white beast of transportation and storage. And about an hour from now, I'm going to do the handover and stuff, so I'm just listening to my audiobook and getting loaded up and getting ready to get this sucker about a mile, 1.2 miles from here to start the handover process, and then we'll start loading all this stuff up into the boat. This should be a fun day. Okay, as I mentioned just a second ago, before we could unload the SUV, there were a few things we had to take care of. First, a full technical walkthrough with Leopard, then signing for the boat, and then finally taking her out for sea trials. The walkthrough of Serenity was no small task. It meant opening every compartment, checking every breaker, button, and switch, crawling into every bilge. How do I know that it took exactly 2 hours and 44 minutes to do? It's because I filmed every second of it. Don't worry, I'm not going to torture you with that footage. Nobody wants to see that. Or, I mean, maybe you do. If you do, let me know in the comments, and I'll put together an unlisted video. But just as a heads up, the guy who did the walkthrough for us really didn't want to be on camera, so about 90% of the footage is just feet and floor. But here's a boat buying tip. When you pick up your boat and they do the walkthrough with you, film it. Every second of it, and save it. You'll be so excited in the moment and completely overwhelmed with information, and you'll probably retain about 10% of what they tell you. I cannot tell you how many times that I've gone back to that footage just to refresh my memory about something. Oh my.
Yeah, so access to another dimmer control, and some of the Lumar. You'll see your fuel tank. So we need to top it off, before you depart.
Oh, there they are. Oh, and they're Dometic.
Alright, so looking at the generator, so the anchor windlass is here. And whenever you want to use the anchor windlass, you have to have the port engine either turned on or even just the blower fan on is good. This is the fill for the diesel. Okay, right on. And the emergency tiller, this will just pop off like a flathead screwdriver. All right. So in here you got your bilge pump way down there. Okay. All right, and then for the engine, Like we talked about the generator, some of the basic checks you want to do. You know, the big one's the strainer, which is right here. So if you want to just, here it is. This is the signature that actually turns this thing over. And you know what the date is. So 28. 24. And there we have it. Those are.
All right, congratulations.
Thank you.
And just like that, it was official. Serenity was ours. But we had a bunch more work to do that day, so we didn't have time to sit around and talk or drink champagne. Back to work, folks. Organization thing. Okay, just doing a little bit of organizing, unpacking all of the billion boxes that were in the Airbnb, and the bowls and the plates and the knives and the forks and the spoons unpacked. This is a good time to reintroduce Aaron and Molly, who you may remember briefly from a couple of our previous episodes. Aaron owns Sure Thing Marine, and their services go way beyond just boat deliveries. I've yet to find anything they can't do. Electrical, rigging, repairs, upgrades, surveys, consulting. Also, Molly's a damn good chef. They are based out of St. Augustine, Florida, but they operate all over. So if you need anything done on a boat, call Aaron. Once we had things loaded into the boat, well, mostly loaded into the boat and mostly organized, it was time for sea trials. But first, Leopard bought us 2 full tanks of diesel fuel.
Well, fueling. Fuel underneath your bed.
Yeah, let's see that out.
Alright, so we watch for 90%, stop, and then let it settle. Gotcha.
We're at 75 on that tank.
The breather is right underneath there. It's leaking a little bit. As I'm fueling.
Okay, he's shut off. He's stopped. These diesel pumps at these marinas are designed to push hundreds of gallons of diesel fuel per minute into your tanks, because some of the boats that come here have got massive fuel capacity. Serenity doesn't have that big of a fuel capacity, and the sensors take a little bit to catch up, so we're having to stop at about 90% and then wait for the sensors to catch up so that we don't overfuel the boat. All right, we've got the jib up. She looks beautiful. Head up the ICW. And if you're looking close, paw right there is exclusive to private owners. They do not put the paw for charters. And sea trials are almost over.
Slowly.
Okay, It is almost time. We are about to get on our ways across the Gulf Stream. So, got the dinghy all set, got the stuff all battened down. Got the captain in here. Aaron is filling out all the paperwork so that we can actually get cleared in. Plan is to leave tonight, about 4 p.m. and get there sometime tomorrow. So we'll be traveling overnight, and super excited about that. We're all a bit nervous, I think, too. Ooh, we got a big power cat coming in behind me here. Did sea trials earlier today, and everything went great. Got the mainsail up, first time I've actually seen it. Got the same kind of story going on with the jib back there. It was a nice little quick sail up and down the Intercoastal Waterway. Anyway, we're pretty much ready to go here. Super excited. Next time I check in will be after we get this thing untied and get underway.
With the sea trials out of the way, it was time to get going. We needed to load in the latest round of our provisions, get everything stowed, and then get everything secured. We had a not-so-great weather window available to us and several days of just messy weather that could trap us at the docks, so we had a choice. Take it on the nose, or wait in Fort Lauderdale for a few days of high winds and rain with the hopes of a better window later. And we really didn't want to get trapped in Dania Beach for days, so we decided just to take what was in front of us, which we knew would be a little uncomfortable, rather than roll the dice hoping for something better later. Sacrifice a little now to get to the Bahamas. That was the reward. Not a bad deal, even though we knew it would be about a 28-hour trip with winds on the nose and a 6-foot swell on a 5-second period, all on the nose the entire trip. And I do mean the entire trip too, since the forecast showed that both the wind and the waves were going to change from the northeast to directly out of the east at about the exact same time that we'd need to be changing our course in the same direction. Not ideal, but definitely something we knew that we could deal with, and 100% something Serenity could handle. The saying about leopards is that people will break way before the boat will, and Serenity is one tough gal. So at that point, we sort of went into a mad rush, which I didn't do a great job of remembering to film. Sorry about that. Aaron and Molly needed to get their truck over to Fort Lauderdale Airport so that it would be there when they returned from their trip. And I needed to return the rental SUV. We also had a fitting issue with the grill, so we had to make a run to the hardware store. And there was still one last round of provisioning that we needed to take care of so that we'd have plenty of food for the trip. So we split up the list, knocked out the last of the to-do items, tossed off the lines, and got underway.
Getting out of the channel here at Dania Beach, and kind of making my way between the markers, watching out for boat traffic. Had a whole lot of boat traffic. It's Thursday night, but it's looking like the weekend out here. So we're gonna sail overnight actually to go to Green Turtle to check in, and then over to the Abaco Islands and get her set yacht here. Just coming into the end of the protected channel. Just enjoying the ride. Driving on these boats. So in the distance, we've got a little bit of Fort Lauderdale, Dania Beach, Miami. Bit of a sunset. Getting out onto the open sea. As you can see behind me here. Oh, this is fun. We're about 7 miles out. Got a bit of a squall building on us here, so we've changed course just a little bit. Try to go a little lower and come underneath it. We might be getting wet here in a few minutes. And the sun is setting, and closer to setting anyway. But yeah, a real comfortable ride. Hopefully we don't get too wet from it. Pretty nice out here. That's the Margaritaville 660-foot passenger vessel. Just a couple of miles from that boat, so I thought that maybe I could get a corner perspective. On the red light here a little bit. Woo. So, goodness. I'm taking the first watch and just kind of watching out for other boats and logging around out here. We finally decided to come out tonight, and autopilot's locked in. Right now moving at about 8 knots, sometimes about 9, depending on how bad the waves are crashing. Fairly good, a little bit of traffic out there. And we're out of the Gulf Stream for the most part now. We went from almost 5 knots of current to, jeez, yeah, that's fun. Yeah, that's fun. Okay, to about 2.5 knots of current right now. So, anyway, it's progress. Making the progress.
Well, thanks for watching this one, everybody. Join us next time as we get into the Abaco Islands in the Bahamas. We get over to Cruise Abaco and let them know that we made it, and since we still had a little time left before our flights, we decided to spend a couple of days exploring the out islands. We also get to sail with our friends from the Adventure Cruise, since they were out doing a little flotilla with their patrons. Coming soon, I will run home, grab the family, and get right back out here for even more adventures. Can't wait to share that with you. See you next time.